Today's going to be basically about feet and needles, some interesting needles that I found along the way, and some feet that are also very interesting. Maybe not always practical, but they're interesting. The first thing is pin tucking. There's the feet that go with that, and also the needles that work with it best. It's really nice to put a finish on a shirt with pin tucking, and you can do it in different widths, which is good, and it really looks very effective, very smart. The next thing I wanted to talk about was needles. Well, I have one that is a double hole needle, which I've tried to work with. It doesn't really work for me, but I think there's a thing on YouTube about using it, but I tried, but I couldn't get it to work at all. But one that is really interesting is a wing needle. It does a really good effect, and I don't know why I haven't actually used it more. I just had a bit of a practice run with it, and it could be very interesting for shirts or for anything really. It creates a bit of a filigree effect. When I'd used it, I should have used a strongly contrasting thread with it to make it look more interesting. You can use any of your fancy pattern stitches on the machine, and it works well. Which brings me to the next thing, all the different needles you can buy. I've got a whole stack of them and I really don't use them. There's a jersey one, twin embroidery, which could be interesting. Embroidery, stretch, metallic, top stitch, ballpoint and sharps. I really just use a 90-14 needle for everything. I'd use a heavier one if I was sewing denim, but otherwise that's what I use. Now the next one is interesting, if not particularly practical. It's the flower stitch foot. It has all sorts of gadgets and bits and sticks to do. Spins around, gives you different sizes. Very dramatic. I tried it out, and it could be very interesting. It's very hard to get to repeat one pattern over and over again because it just seems to do its own thing, but it could be very interesting for a shirt or the top of a dress or something like that. And the last foot, is the ruffler foot, which I've never used, but I would like to. It just looks very complicated, but it does all different sizes of ruffles. It's got a setting here that and up here that does things, and I think you can use ribbon and do all sorts of things with it. You can have thick ruffles, thin ruffles, blah blah blah. And so that's that. And I suppose really the last thing I wanted to talk about was rainbow threads. I've used this on a shirt quite a long time ago, and it looks really good. I think it was this one I used. And it looks very pretty. So they're worthwhile buying and using. Well, thank you for watching. I really appreciate you spending your time with me. And on to the next one. I think I always say that, but on to whatever the next thing is going to be. Thank you. Bye.